If you're a new dad or you have a baby on the way, you may not know what to expect. And you can get that information from the internet or you could just try to wing it. But it's best you get that information from someone who's been there. And today I want to talk about how your wife may see you after the baby is born. Because if I've learned anything in this last 17 months with my baby, it's that your usefulness to your wife changes throughout those months. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the way that your girl might be going through things, and at times you may be in the way, you may be helpful, or something else. Now, of course, everyone's experience with pregnancy is vastly different. All men go through pregnancy differently. All women go through pregnancy and postpartum differently. This was just my experience. And if it helps anyone, great. The first month, my wife was scared tremendously. Hell, she's still scared. But that first month, I think that she relied on me in the way that she was terrified and just wanted help. She wanted someone to lean on. And in hindsight, she was going through some postpartum depression, anxiety, maybe a little mania. And so I think my usefulness in that period was super high. But it's weird because at the same time, I felt like she was super skeptical of me as well. It was almost like being on one of those apocalypse shows and you meet someone and you want to travel with them, but at the same time, you really don't know if they're going to hurt you or do something terrible. And I don't think, obviously, she thought I was going to do anything maliciously. I just think that she didn't trust me with the baby at times, which is perfectly natural. 2 to 4 months. This is all a blur to me. But at the same time, I feel like it was exactly like the first month, except a little less frightening. And when I say a little less, I mean like a degree less. She still doesn't trust you with the baby that much. She's still going to supervise you while trying to take care of herself as best she can. But for the most part, she's still going to be a nervous wreck. She's not going to be the wife that you know. And every day with that baby for her is life or death. She just wants that baby to do well. It's not even a learning experience. I feel like it's survival in those months. You're not taking anything into your brain. You're just going through the motions and hoping for the best. And during those periods, I feel like there were times my wife was super grateful and super loving. But she was just scared, 5 to 7 months. This is when your girl starts to relax a little bit with you. She starts to trust you a little bit more. The baby feels less like a Fabergé egg and more like a sturdy human being. She can let her guard down with you and be funny again. But there's still that, I just got to a new town that looks perfect in the apocalypse, but she's still skeptical. We just watched The Last of Us, so that's where the references are coming from. The next period I want to talk about is at a year old. This is when the dust finally kind of clears. At least for my wife it did. She's still not out of the woods yet, but this was the time where I feel like she looked back and realized how helpful I was, and I felt a gratitude from her. Everything after the baby's first year, it's been fun. I feel like we're a couple again. So if you're a new parent, just know it does get better.